Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another video. This time, Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. And I'm finally here with a webcam. Wanted to go through my first Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile. This is on, not spellbooks, but Mythical Beast Endymion. Now, I've been practicing this deck a lot in Master Duel. So I'm not an expert on it. I'd like to give a shout out to Shadow Spectre on YouTube. He definitely is the one I follow the most on Endymion. So if you're looking to learn the deck, follow him. Watch his videos. He's a great teacher of the deck. He plays Endymion to Master 1 every season, as far as I understand. So check him out, and I will show you deck profile that closely matches what he has. And I really enjoy this deck. It can play going first, going second, and it's very unique because you don't run any hand traps. Anyway, onto the deck profile. So, one, Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. One of your normal summon. You just search for the spellbook cards so you can draw. Mythical Beast Jackal, two of those. This is your other normal summon. This could special summon for your deck when you get some spell counters onto it. Mythical Beast Basilisk. This is your other normal summon. It's not as effective right away, but what you could do is either link this off for one of your link ones and then use that as link fodder, or to get this in the extra deck, or if you have cards in the extra deck, then you can shuffle one face-up spellcaster from your extra deck and draw a card. So this helps you draw as long as you have another face-up spellcaster in your extra deck. Garuda is more of a utility card, so you use this to pop spells and traps on the field. You could potentially, so I just thought about it, you cannot use this to pop your own scales, because this doesn't work if you have another pendulum card in your other scale for whatever reason. That's just the downside of this card. Anyway, Magical Abductor, so one of those, one of these. This helps you search other pendulum spells, and it doesn't really give you any, and it's a once per turn, so it doesn't really give you any other advantage to run more than that. Magister of Endymion. This, you could consider this another normal summon, but it's only really effective on the opponent's turn. But on your turn, you can remove 3 spell counters from this card, special summon both this card and one face up from your extra deck. So it's not the best to consider this like another normal summon, for example, but it's an 8 on the scale, so that comes in handy. Now, probably the best card in the deck, Servant of Endymion. This you run at 3, and it's useful because what it says is, for its pendulum effect, you can remove 3 spell counters from this card, special summon this card and one from your deck with 1,000 or more attack. And you can place spell counters on each. So this is really probably the first card that you search in your combo. And by the way, if you're looking for a combo video on this deck, I can put it together. Like I said, I'm not the best at this deck. Other players like Shadow Spectre are way better than me. But if you want me to put a combo video together, I can. And let me know if you'd rather have it as physical or on a program like Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega, because then it's a little more streamlined visually. But let me know. Astrograph Sorcerer. Now this is like probably the biggest advantage card in all of like pendulum decks. Now this can special summon itself when another card is destroyed. Another one of your cards is destroyed. Is that what it says? If a card you control is destroyed, you can, by battle or card effect, you can special summon this. Um, so this is a really cool card, and it can also give you advantage because what it says is special summon this from your hand, and you can choose one monster in the grave, extra deck, or that is banished and that was destroyed this turn. Add one monster with the same name from your deck to your hand. So if you have multiples of your cards, then you could um, add one of those copies to your hand. So it's a really cool card. You really get its advantage from Electromite, but unfortunately that's banned in the TCG. It is what it is. Hopefully it comes back. Reflection. This is a good card on your opponent's turn because this can like bounce cards. It's not really that effective on your turn, but it is a 2 scale, so that comes in handy. Then you have Mythical Beast Jackal King. This is one of your boss monsters. Now what this does is each, so this has spell counters, and then once per turn when an opponent activates a monster effect, and that could be anywhere. Quick effect, you can remove 2 spell counters from your field, negate, and if you do, destroy the card. So this is one of the big boss monsters of the deck, and it's a soft once per turn. So if you can get all 3 on the board, they could all reuse their negate. There's no limitations on once per chain or anything like a Appaloosa, so it's a really strong card. Mythical Beast Master Cerberus. Now this is more of like a going second card, but going first, it can help you to add, so you can pop itself and add other cards to your hand. But this is ashable, so it's good, but it's also not the best. Alright, the other boss monster of the deck, Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic. Now this is a really cool card for this deck because what it says is you can remove 6 spell counters from your field, and it's from your field, not from just this card. Special summon this card, then count the number of cards you control that can have a spell counter, destroy up to many. So that's non-targeting destruction. Destroy up to that many on the field, and if you do, place spell counters on this card equal to the number of cards destroyed. It's a once per turn, but it is the craziest board wipe you could ever produce. Like if you get through all of your effects and you're able to get some spell counter monsters on the field, all you need to do going second is resolve this, and you pretty much win. And not to mention, when it is on the field, it is also a soft once per turn spell and trap negate. So very, very strong card. Spell Power Mastery. This is your other 3 of that you want to see at the beginning of the, like in first turn, second turn. First turn if you're going first, right? Add one Endymion card from your deck to your hand. Then you could add some spell counters. So that's your starter. Then you have Magical Citadel. This really helps you get through your plays because if a card with a spell counter is destroyed, place its spell counters on this card. Once per turn, if you would activate a card by removing spell counters, you can remove that many from this card instead. So, those cards that say remove spell counters from this card, you can just remove it from this one. So it's really, really handy in this deck. Then you have Mythical Institution. This kind of just, if you ever played Six Samurai, this is kind of like your dojo card. It just kind of just keeps counters for you. You can only do its search effect once, so you can search for a Mythical Beast card, but it just keeps counters. So it keeps counters when a face-up Mythical Beast is destroyed by battle or card effect. But you could remove spell counters from the field to search. Upstart. Now, the only thing I didn't check is what is the ban list limit of Upstart Goblin. Because if this is at 3, you should run this at 3. Because in Master Duel, Upstart is at 3, and it's very, very useful. Because all you want to do is get spell counters and draw into your powerful cards in this deck. Spellbook Secrets and Knowledge, which work with the Blue Boy card. Mythical Bestiary. This is just another way to get spell counters. So this is a one of. This is kind of like my tech card, Magician's Right Hand. Negate the effect of your opponent's first spell card or effect that resolves each turn. So it doesn't actually do anything on your turn besides provide like a spell counter. But on the opponent's turn, if you're playing turn 1, this is a great turn 1 card because it will negate their first spell card for free. As long as you control a spellcaster monster. Chicken Game, I know this is legal now, at least at 1 in the TCG. Definitely useful. I don't know if it's useful at multiple copies, because maybe you'd rather see some of your other draw cards, but if you like Chicken Game, run it. Into the Void, this is a definite 3 of. It just allows you to draw as long as you have 3 cards in your hand. So very useful in this deck. And in terms of like tech cards, so you have Beast Magic Attack, which I really like, but I don't know if you could really play this in this deck. What it says is remove spell counters from your field to activate one of these effects. If you use 2 spell counters, you can return a mythical beast you control to the hand. Not really that useful. If you remove 4, special summon a face-up mythical beast from your extra deck, then you can place 2 counters on it. That's decent. That's not too bad of an effect. But the 6 counter one, 6 counters is a huge cost. You can special summon a face-up pendulum monster. It just says pendulum monster from your extra deck. So it's a decent card, but I think you would categorize this as win more. And if you're feeling floodgatey, you could run Secret Village of the Spellcasters. So that is it for the main deck. For the extra deck, we have Artemis. Now this is useful because you could link off, for Spellbook of Knowledge to get the draw 2. You have to use a monster that will go to the grave, and pendulum monsters, when they get linked off, or when they leave the field, they automatically go to the extra deck. So to get the draw for this Spellbook of Knowledge, you turn one of your level 4 pendulum monsters into Artemis, and then you could get the draw by sending Artemis. Relinquished Anima, it's another great link 1. Dark and Lina, they're good link 2s to go into to steal opponent's monsters going second. Crowley is another way you can get into your spellbook engine, because when you summon this, you can reveal 3 spellbook cards, and then the opponent randomly picks one, and then you add one to your hand, and then shuffle the rest. It's a good way to get into your spellbook engine. Beyond the Pendulum, if you can get your scales to work correctly, then this is a good way to search out the other, lower high scale. Exceed the Pendulum. This isn't that useful in this deck, if I gotta be honest, because it says you can add 1 face-up Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand. During the main phase, you can special summon a Pendulum monster from your hand or graveyard in defense position. So it gives you an extra, Pendulum summon, but one extra Pendulum summon isn't going to make or break you unless you have like one of your boss monsters in your hand and you weren't able to summon it. So it's I guess it's worth running, but it's not that great in this deck. IV Masquerena to go into your extra deck. Boss monsters, Selene. This is great to have on the field because it basically counts the number of spell cards in your field or in the graveyard, and like it just keeps a counter of them, and then you could just utilize them for all of your Endymion or Mythical Beast effects. So it's really great to even run at 2. Blacklisted Soldier is just something you can go into to end the game, just like Access Code Talker to end the game, or Crusadia if you have your IP on the field, or your Underworld Goddess. Now that's only 14 extra deck cards. You could run an SP Little Knight. That's another good Masquerade target, or you can run a Unicorn. Um, Links are really all that are useful in Endymion Mythical Beast deck because there's no tuners in this deck to go into synchros. And XCs, I mean, you could run the Odd Eyes, Odd Eyes Absolute into Odd Eyes Vortex, but I think the Endymion and Mythical Beast boss monsters are better. So that is my deck profile. If you have any questions, let me know. If you'd like to see a combo video of this, let me know as well. Like I said, check out Shadow Spectre. He's the best Endymion player I've seen on YouTube, and I've learned a lot from him. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys like this type of content. Let me know if you like physical card deck profiles, which are a little more difficult for me to do just because of time constraints, or would you prefer the digital ones like on Yu-Gi-Oh! Omega or one of those other programs? Then I could do more like showcase of me playing the decks and showing the card list and everything. Let me know. Let me know what you guys like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.